Hola, ¿cómo estás? Again from Latin America. And this is Cerveza Boyz. I don't know, like 17 or 18 or something like that. But we got big UFC 275 coming up.
Oh, I'm excited about
I'm
this
excited.
one, Jason.
I'm excited about our Mortal Kombat boy, Jiri. It's just the more I hear him talk, we got a comment on the last video about, it's his mindset. His mindset is, I really do like it. They're showing videos of him just at his little shack, and it's like a nice little shack in the woods, and
He lived in a shack in the woods?
in
What?
Czech
Really?
Republic. Yeah. Like there's no
Oh my
TV.
God.
He's just reading the Book of Five Rings, and he's swimming in lakes, and he's
Oh
like got his samurai sword that he's practicing with. And he's like talks about training. He's got his team, but he trains alone a lot too. And just they did face offs with Glover, and he was like, it feels like any other fight, except
my.
there is a prize, and I will take it. And I was like, God, yes, yes. It's just I love him. I'm so cheering for him. I love the haircut. It's
Yeah.
he really does. He does kind of give that vibe, but that's kind of what martial arts is about. It's about a lifestyle. It's about a way of living. So you
It's
can't help
interesting.
but like him. You can't help but
I
like him.
was I just watched all his other fights the other day. UFC put him up and stuff like that. First of all, just all of them fantastic fights, like just so much fun. But you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of early Paulo Costa. He just keeps coming.
Yeah.
Like he does not back down. He just keeps walking towards you with those weird fucking punches that are wide and strange. And again, I'm reminded of Bloodsport. It's like he's some fucking weird martial arts that's just out there. He looks like he looks like he's the guy that the villains that
Yeah.
sends to kill Bond. You know,
He
like
looks like
this.
the guy Jean-Claude Van Damme needs to fight in the finals. Yeah, that's what he looks
Yes,
like.
yes, the
Yeah.
guy Jean-Claude Van Damme fights in the finals. That's exactly. I'm so excited.
We,
But what about Glover, man? Like, what do you think
let's
about
say
it?
with Big Yuri, one more thing. It's just, you
Yeah.
watch him fight, he's got his hands down. It's like he's so hittable. But then it's just like, how do you mimic that? You can't really
See,
mimic that style. You can't.
I always wondered. I was watching those fights. His hands are always low, always. And like the commentators, like, why are his hands not up? Why is his hand? I think he wants them. I think he's inviting the punch. I think he wants them to take the bait. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, try and punch me. Try and punch me, and I
Let's,
will counter.
well, let's say one thing. The last fight he lost was, 8 years ago, whatever it was. He had his hands
Mhm.
down and he was dominating this guy and he got caught. But I'm sure you learned from that. But he reminds me of a guy named Roy Jones Jr., boxer. You ever watched
Oh
Roy Jones
yeah,
Jr.? Always,
one of the greats. Yeah.
for a while, he was untouched. He always had his hands down. Always had his hands down, but he baited people in with that. So I think Yuri probably does the same thing. We'll see. Like with Glover, though, like just a massive man that is a striker at heart, but learn to just, you know what? I'm old. I'm big. I'm going to take you to the ground and I'm going to pound your ass out and submit you. And it works for him. He is a
Yeah.
huge, and you see them stand next to each other. Glover's so much wider, so much wider.
Yeah, yeah. It's the other guy is lanky. So I'm looking at the stats now. They're 6'2" for Glover and 6'3" for Yuri. But guess Yuri's reach
80.
like 80.
Yeah.
Teixeira's 76.
Yeah.
That's a big advantage, man. 4 fucking inches right there. Oh my god.
Well, you already know what's going to
I can't
happen.
wait. But I do think
he's going
if
to
he
take him
does take
down.
the ground, if he takes him down, I don't know if Yuri can do much because I saw all those fights, man. He does not have much of a ground.
Yeah, but
game.
who you taking? Who you taking in this fight?
Yuri, of course. You got to take Yuri, man. Come on.
You can't go against the samurai mindset. You can't, man.
It's too cool. You want him to win. You want him to. What a great champion.
You know what he said? He's like, after the fight, he's going to walk through the country of Japan and just see all this. That's what he's doing. That's his plan. I was like, oh, fuck it. Yes, that's a great answer.
It's a giant walking around, just like Godzilla wandering through Japan, man. It's so cool. It's this isn't a bad card too. There's a couple of interesting fights happening in Singapore.
We'll get to Singapore, but let's go to the next fight. It's the Shevchenko versus some Brazilian chick. I have no idea.
Yeah. And Chase, tell me, this is a very difficult choice here. Who do you believe is going to come out?
I don't understand why they don't. They give her props, like, oh, she's the most dominant fighter. She's the pound for pound champ in the UFC. I don't get that they talk about Usman. I haven't seen anybody come close to touching her at 125. I haven't seen her lose a round. Like, she is dominant. And
Yeah.
just her answers too. They're like, they say you're close to the perfect fighter. Do you believe? Yeah, I will believe I will win this fight. But I'm not cocky to the point where I'll make a mistake. Like I've
Yeah.
studied this opponent in, and the girl she's fighting is 19-1. I mean, that's a good fighter. There's
Yeah.
no doubt in my mind that she's going to dominate this.
The odds for Valentina is minus 625.
But I don't get why she isn't more talked about, man. She kills everybody. She could beat the 145 champ or 135 champ if she wanted to.
It's the problem that the UFC's had for a while, man. A champ that keeps winning is boring. Like Usman will never bring in the numbers that McGregor brought in. Why? Because it's the same thing over and over. And Valentina's the same. She's won for so long. Why tune in? It's never gonna. It's always a slaughter.
Well, that's
time.
What Usman wins closer. I mean, if you win in dominant fashion, I think it sells. But she wins so dominant, like these fights aren't even competitive. You can't sell that. It's just like, right. What do we do? You're gonna kill this chick in a matter of minutes. So yeah, it's a problem.
It is what
I like her.
Man.
I fucking like her.
I
man.
like her too.
Fucking
I'll watch the fight. I love what she's a master, man. I love watching a master do their thing.
All right, well, let's talk about.
Let's be honest. The real one. This is the one everybody wants to see again. Zhang Weili and Joanna.
Yeah,
back for the bloodbath, or as I like to call it, the fucking brain hemorrhage fight, where Joanna walked out like she had a fucking baby growing out the side of her head. Good God, that was bloody and awful.
All right. So going back to that first fight, I remember watching that fight, and it's coin flip, and I remember thinking like, what, I think Joanna might have pulled that out, but then they were showing like her face and her head like all swollen up. I was like, I can't give her the win. You can't give someone the win where they look like the elephant man, like where that fucking movie. It's like, you can't give somebody the win if they do that to their opponent. You have to give it to Lee or Zhang Weili for that, man. That head, that was disgusting, man.
Yeah. It's weird because I've always been interested in Zhang Weili, and I always wonder like what happened to her. You know what I mean? Like I still don't think she's this, like, for something about those Rose fights, it did something to her. Yeah. Like she became more cautious.
Well, she cut the hair. She tried to look like her. Yeah. She could have won that last fight and totally fucking lost the last round, just got taken to the ground. But the interesting thing going for her, it's in Asia. She made it a big point on the embedded to talk about like, hey, the time zone's the same. Like I feel fresh. All my people will be watching. I'm okay. Fair enough. I got you on that one. And Rose isn't the champ anymore. So I think the winner of this fight's like, oh shit, we get a title shot, and the person we're going to fight in the title, we can beat. So I think the motivation is there. It's like, oh shit, I could be champ again. So I'm going to take Zhang Weili in this fight, man. I think she's what is it? What's the word?
Reinvented herself. Maybe.
No. Revigorated. Yeah, that's revigorated. It. Yeah.
I think the world, I think Joanna, like the world has been sleeping on her. Nobody talks about her. Nobody, and I think that there could be a sneaky little fight here. And I'm telling you, Weili disappointed me so much in that Rose fight. She did. And I feel like that everybody remember that first fight. Like Joanna, it was close. It was fucking close. And Joanna was right there in the fucking bloodbath. And she's been quiet this whole time. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the upset here. I'm just saying. I love Weili. I do. And it'd be great to see an Asian champion come to the top again and then maybe do the fight in Beijing. Oh, shit. That would be amazing. but I don't know, man. I think Joanna, people have been sleeping on her. They've been sleeping on her a long time. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe no, I don't know. We'll see. But it's 3 rounds, that one. It's not 5. I doubt it's as good as the first one, but maybe we'll see.
We'll see. So as a last note, man, I just want to say there's a lot of Asians coming up, man. A lot of interesting little Koreans and stuff like that.
This is the UFC flex, because you got one championship in Asia, which is based out of Singapore. This is where they do their fights the majority of the time, and I mean, they got some decent fighters. They don't have elite, the best in the world fighters, but it's the promotion for Asia. This is the UFC coming over there and being like, yeah, we're taking over the world. We're doing it in the best city that you got in Asia, and your promotion. So It's a flex. You know, I wish I knew more about the prelims because there's a ton of fighters on there. Like you said,
That Sung Woo Choi.
I don't know.
He's interesting, man. I've seen him fight a couple of times. He's a legit striker. I've seen him do some serious business, man. But go ahead.
You gotta find a male Asian champ, and you gotta figure
Yeah.
he's going to be in the lower weights, and you know, anywhere Japan, Korea, China, Singapore, any of those would be fantastic. I just, you know, you got to find one. There's got to be one out there, though, man. There's got to be.
Has the UFC ever gone to Japan?
Yeah, they've done a show there. They have.
Okay, I wasn't sure if maybe like too much pride sensitivity. Like, you can't come over here or anything like that. Yeah, I think that Weili's obviously like that's what they're hoping for. They want Weili to come back to the championship and bring in that Chinese audience, but any Asian champ would be a superstar. A superstar. Like it doesn't fucking matter what nationality they are. If they're from Asia, in particular East Asia, they'll lose their goddamn minds.
But you know, and the other thing, I think watching the UFC is best in certain locations. Like,
yeah,
Hawaii's fantastic. It's the middle of the afternoon. You know, you can have your fun, and then when it's all over, you get plenty of time to get home, chill out. It's not crazy late, but the best, I truly think the best is in Asia. Sunday morning breakfast, watching the UFC. Hang out with your boys, go to a restaurant. It's fucking fantastic. It's fantastic. It's a great way to spend a Sunday morning. It's nothing better.
That's my plan tomorrow. I can't wait.
Some of the best Sunday mornings I've had have been in Asia watching fucking fights with friends, man. It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
There was a place in Suzhou. That was my favorite. I used to go with my buddy Paul, and there was always a couple of New Zealand people and Australians who were watching too. But this place we went to, it had a fucking Sunday roast. That was what it was. Big fucking chicken with mashed potatoes and green beans and all this good stuff. Oh man, you'd be eating a fucking giant chicken and watching the UFC and drinking beer and yelling at the screen. It was a great time. I had some good times there in Suzhou watching that fucking fight. I got to go back. Now I watch him alone. It's so sad. Like if I'm lucky, maybe there's like some expat there who's like, I got money on this guy. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Dude, it's great. It's a great time, man. Even for chicks, man. Like tag along, go watch. Like, dude, going to watch a fight Sunday morning. You don't have to drink. Go have some breakfast. Watch some people punch each other in the face, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Where are you gonna watch it in Colombia? You gonna go to a bar or just watch it with Vic there?
Watch it here. He gets it for free on his little shit that he's got on TV. It's gonna be fantastic.
He's got the magic.
He's got the magic stick, the fire stick. Yes.
So jealous. All right, man. That's pretty much it. But man, everybody watch. It's gonna be a barn burner. I'm ready.
That's right. Jiri, Shevchenko, and I got Weili. But you're taking Joanna. I guess we'll see.
We'll see. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Adios.